like one decision just changes your life.
Love is Blind is coming back to Netflix for season 2, and we have all you need to know. Hey guys, and welcome back to another shared news. We've got to talk about Love is Blind season 2. The promo has dropped. We're gonna react to the clips. But before we get into it, be sure to subscribe to our channel and ring that bell so you never miss out on any future videos. As always, I am your host, Zachary Reality, joined by the lovely and Love is Blind super fan, Gianna Gravelese. Gianna, you must have been so excited when you woke up this morning and heard this news.
Oh, I was beyond excited. I was ecstatic. I have been wondering when we were getting season 2. I mean, this show came out a few years ago. I was back in college watching it with my roommates. So to hear that we're finally getting a season 2, I'm sure it was delayed because of COVID as well. It's just so refreshing and relieving. And I've been wanting to watch another show on top of the millions of shows I'm already watching. So this is so exciting and I just can't wait.
I'm excited too. I was surprised as well that it came out because I just saw that they were actually casting for Love is Blind, but I guess they're casting for season 3, not season 2, since that was already wrapped. So I'm all here for Netflix reality shows. I feel like Netflix reality shows have been killing it in the last year with Selling Sunset, The Circle, Too Hot to Handle is coming back. So I'm excited about Love is Blind season 2 coming because I know it's going to be good. And if you guys did not watch Love is Blind season 1, we left with 2 happy couples that are still together, Lauren and Cameron, and of course, Amber and Barnett. We almost got a happy couple with GG and Damian, but that imploded at the Love is Blind reunion when Damian brought Francesca from Too Hot to Handle to crash the party, which sealed the deal for Giannina. That is when she was done. And now Giannina is rumored to be dating Blake Hortsman from Bachelor in Paradise. So we're gonna have to hear a little bit more about that in the next coming months. But you know what, Gianna, I got the tea. I need you to kind of explain to everybody who hasn't seen season 1 a little bit about the concept of Love is Blind.
Of course. So the show sounds exactly like the name itself. So you have a bunch of singles, and they end up going into these soundproof pods. You know, a girl is matched up with a guy, and they converse and they can't see each other. So they have these conversations for a week or however many days it is, and then the couples can't see each other, but the girls can go back to hang out with the girls and the guys can go back to hang out with the guys, but they don't see each other backstage or anything. So the only time these couples are having a conversation is in these pods. And then the end of the day, the goal for them is to get engaged. So the couples that do get engaged then get to finally see each other face to face. Then they go to Mexico where they get to hang out a little more, and then they have to get married. So it's so fast. I mean, us loving Bachelor Nation, we think that's fast. I mean, this process is like you can't see who you're talking to, then you get engaged, you still can't see them, and then you see them after this already happened. So it's crazy and it's unique and the drama is insane on the show. I just love it.
Is the drama between like the girls since they're all hanging out and like the guys separately, or is the drama where people are dating like the same people?
Yeah, so the drama more so comes out in Mexico, I want to say, because, last season we had Amber who was feuding with Jessica because Jessica wanted Barnett, but Barnett ultimately ended up choosing Amber. And it was like this whole thing. So I think it's because, there's no drama when they're all in the pods because no one can see each other. But then when the couples end up seeing each other and who ended up with who and like who wanted to be with this person but ended up with this person, it gets a little crazy. And then when you get to the weddings, even though they got engaged, there's never an actual I do. There's a lot of I don'ts and dramatic, running away. And like Giannina
Ooh.
herself didn't get married to Damian. They got engaged, but she
Yeah.
ended up running away because Damian said no. He didn't want to end up marrying her. And then, the relationship then progressed after the show ended, but ultimately didn't end up going any further, clearly, after the
Wow.
reunion. So it's crazy. The tensions are always high on the show, and I just love watching it all
That
unfold.
Yeah, that is crazy. I always kept up with Love is Blind and like everything that was going on with like the drama after the show and the couples, but I didn't watch it until the reunion, and that's why I brought up that part about Francesca, because I was a huge Francesca fan. So once I heard she was crashing it, I watched the Love is Blind reunion, which I believe was like a 2 or 3 part series on Netflix, like a year after they were all reuniting. So they really made Love is Blind a hit Netflix show, and then they even competed in the Netflix reality games, which was on YouTube versus The Circle and Too Hot to Handle. So I'm all here for all of these Netflix crossovers, and I can't wait to see Love is Blind season 2. It's going to get good. And I feel like Love is Blind's concept kind of works because, as we've been talking about, there's 2 solid couples that are still together from season 1. It's been a couple years since that shot. I mean, the success rate seems to be pretty high compared to The Bachelor and other types of reality shows. So the process definitely works. Gianna, could you see yourself ever going on Love is Blind? Would this format work for you?
No, I definitely don't think that this format would work for me. I mean, it could, but at the end of the day, I love face-to-face connection and, that like interpersonal communication with somebody. And just being behind a wall it would bother me. And I think I would get in my own head like way too much. Like the blind factor, it just doesn't sit well with me at all. So, but who knows? Maybe I could go in there and find my soulmate. So, maybe you'll see me on Love is Blind season 3.
Season 3, they're casting right now. So we're gonna have to submit each other. I'm honestly down to do it because I'm always here for an experiment. So you really never know. You might see us there. And we know that Nick and Vanessa Lachey are going to be back to host season 2. So let's start reviewing these clips. We have a few to get through. Gianna, are you ready?
I'm so ready. Let's roll the clips.
The pods are officially open.
Ooh, this is gonna get good. Gianna, what is going through your body right now? Are you so excited?
I'm so excited. I honestly forgot about Nick and Vanessa just because they're really not in the show too much. They tell people the pods are open. They're not really playing a mentor role. They're like a strictly hosting, like, this is what's happening next, this is what's happening next type of thing. So yeah, I forgot that they were even on season 1, to be honest with you. So I'm glad they're back. I do remember liking them. And just seeing those pods light up again, I'm just like, I need it now. I don't think I can wait any longer.
Yeah, for this show, it seems like the host Nick and Vanessa, it probably is better that they're not as involved. But sometimes I like on reality shows when the hosts are more involved. Like on The Circle, the host there, she is always giving funny commentary. I liked, when Caitlyn and Tayshia on The Bachelorette were like giving advice and conversations. So it really depends on the show. How do you think it works for Love is Blind? Would you like to see Nick and Vanessa have more personality? Or do you think it's better that they stay far away?
I think it's hard to say because these contestants can't even see each other. So for Nick and Vanessa, like there's a chance that they could have a slip up and be like, "Oh, you like that like cool like
Uh-huh.
brunette dude?" Like, type. So I think them being less involved helps the process because like we're not supposed to know about the other person beyond just, the walls. So I think it's good that they kind of take a step back and let the people do their thing. And like we said, there is drama on this show, but as I said, it comes kind of later on. So when they're in the pods, surprisingly, like at least for season 1, the guys and the girls were so encouraging of each other. They didn't really battle it out or anything over like who likes who and who was talking to who. It was very like civil energy. So I think that's also why Nick and Vanessa didn't
Gotcha.
really have to intervene much. So it could change for season 2, though. Who knows?
I think it probably will because they always want to amp it up on like the second or season of like a show. So I wouldn't be surprised. I'm kind of surprised that there wasn't any drama in the pods if somebody was feeling the same girl or the same guy. But maybe because there is no physical interactions, that's probably it creates less jealousy. So we'll kind of have to see. But let's meet the cast. We have a clip here getting to know the new faces that are going to be joining. So I'm ready to give my first impressions after this.
What it do, baby?
The whole point is about finding out who we are as people.
Okay, well then that's it. We're not even getting to see their faces yet. The whole point, as she was saying, is that we're getting to find out who we are as people. So they're amping this season up where it's not just gonna be about dating. It's gonna be more of like a diving into who they are. Um, I mean, how dramatic is this with the red carpet? Did they do this last season?
Yeah, yeah. First off, I do want to say, like, these pods, the conversations that go down do get deep because it's like you can't just talk about your favorite color for so long. Like, they're in those pods
Yeah.
for quite a long time. So, they dive into experiences that made them who they are today. We do uncover some deep conversations. Also, yes, the red carpet was totally a thing. I love how this show is shot. It is very like documentary style. It's really artistic with
Okay.
slow-mos and such. And I just think it's hysterical that the guys and the girls are dressed up. Like if I was going on blind dates, I would be in sweatpants and a hoodie. Like I would just not be in a dress just to sit in a pod and have the person not see me. Um, so I think that's
Okay.
so funny that they dress up. I think it's just hysterical,
I
but
would though. I know, I feel like it's like if you gotta dress up to look the part, even if no one sees you. I mean, I'm all here for like the professional on the top, like pajamas on the bottom. I'm probably doing that right now. If like it's like a Zoom or something from home, but I feel like if you're on TV, you might want to look good. No, even if the guy doesn't see you, the cameras do. So my teeth would be brushed and my suit would be on with a sharp bow tie. But let's keep watching. We need to see if this experiment is going to work this time around.
I'm getting to know someone's heart before anything else.
This experiment interests me because, I don't have boobs.
Ooh, so do you think that it's going to work this season based on like how do you think these contestants since they watched season 1, like do you think it's easier now that they know the format or do you think it's like they're going to come in with these preconceived notions?
that really is a great question because last season was the first season ever of this show. This is a brand new show. So for these people to have watched it, if they did, I think that they will have some sort of preconceived notion or assumption about how it goes down. Or maybe, like I said, those conversations with the girls when they get out of the pod, they are going to be like, oh, well, who are you talking to? And then it might be like, well, I
Uh-huh.
talked to him and he likes me and he doesn't like you. So maybe it will amp up the drama just because they know how the show works and like what's going to go down. And maybe it'll help them make smarter decisions, seeing the engagements that didn't work out last season. But like we said, there are two married couples just from one season. So I do think that the show has a high success rate. And I also just want to say, I love how it's like Love is Blind, but also like these trailers are blind because we can't see any of the contestants. So they're just like giving us a taste of the contestants' medicine by not letting us see anyone's faces. So that was creative on Netflix part.
Yeah. I was kind of disappointed. I thought we were gonna see the faces of them and like be able to like judge them, but I guess that will have to wait. I'm sure they'll release the cast within a week or two, as they always do. But we do have one more clip here to round out the promo. Shocking engagements, possible weddings. Let's take a final look.
It's like one decision just changes your life.
We saw a ring. It wasn't super big. Do they pay for their own rings or does the show provide it for them?
That's another good question. I'm pretty sure the show provides it. Unless I'm forgetting something from last season because it was so long ago. We've been waiting so long. I'm pretty sure I know that the show provides like the wedding, so I'm gonna say that they provide the ring too because these couples are all getting married in like a place or a venue that the show picked out and like the show has to film there and like it has to look a certain way. So it's not like they get out of the pods and they're free to get married. They're still abiding by like what the show is telling them to do. But we saw a ring, we saw a wedding dress. Like I said, just because there's a wedding doesn't mean we're gonna get an I do. So I'm really
True.
excited to see. We have tears. So looks like there's gonna be some drama going on. And again, we can't see anyone's faces, which I just think is so funny. But yeah, I think there's gonna be a lot in store for this season. And again, I'm so excited.
Gianna, do we think that is another runaway bride we see here?
Oh, I hope so because that scene of Gigi running and like she fell like in the dirt. It was honestly I
No. Why have
love
I
her to
never
death.
seen this?
Oh my god, she's actually my favorite contestant from season 1. She's like the only one I still follow. I'm obsessed with her. I love her. I love her energy. But when she did run last season, it was like the funniest thing just cuz I was like this is so dramatic. It was like the most dramatic moment of the season. And
Wow.
yeah, I mean, this could definitely be another runaway bride because again, they did it last season. That trailer was constantly filled with Giannina from the back running. So they're doing, it looks like the same format, same thing here. So I think we're gonna have another runaway bride, which will be really cool to watch, honestly.
Okay, well, now I have Friday night plans. I need to binge season 1. I'm honestly mad at myself for never doing it, but because I'm down to watch season
Have
2
to.
and we can recap it on here and talk about it throughout the season. I mentioned earlier I'm following Giannina now because she's rumored to be dating Blake from Bachelor in Paradise. So I've been following her for a minute now, and I can't wait to see what goes down in season 2. Love is Blind returns to Netflix Friday, February 11th. So we do have a few more weeks, but it's going to be worth the wait. Let us know in the comments if you guys are going to watch, and let us know your favorites, moments from season 1 so that we can reminisce and, I mean, get prepared for another dramatic season of Love is Blind. That is everything we have for you guys today, so be sure to give this video a thumbs up and subscribe to our channel so you never miss out. As always, I am your host, Zachary Reality, joined by the lovely Gianna Gravelese. Our social media handles are on the screen right now, so be sure to give us a follow, come say hello, and thank you guys for watching. We'll catch you in the next one. Bye!